Good morning. We'll call this committee the whole meeting to order for November 25th, 2025. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Barnes.
Present.
Mr. Passett.
Here.
Mrs. Burdick. Here. Mr. Curran. Mr. Demick.
Here.
Mr. Fanton. Mrs. Hanchett.
Here.
Mr. Harris.
Here.
Mr. Havey.
Here.
Mr. Healy. Mr. LaForge.
Here.
Mr. Ricky.
Here.
Mrs. Ricketts Swales.
Here.
Mrs. Root.
Here.
Mr. Stockin. 13 present, 2 absent.
Thank you. Seeking approval of the agenda as presented, is there a motion? Thank you, Mr. Bissett, second by Legislator Hanchett. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, and that's carried. All right, before we get to agenda item 4, can I ask a favor of the back table? Could somebody run into my office and grab the summary budget? It should be sitting on top of one of the piles. Thanks. All right, so the purpose of agenda item 4 today is to give ourselves some time to discuss potential amendments to the tentative. We're all familiar with the tentative and where it's at in terms of the tax cap and the levy and the rate. I know some legislators have had conversations with the Treasurer's Office brainstorming some ideas about how we could trim the fat, so to speak. But before we get into that, the sheriff had requested some time to discuss the sheriff's office budget in particular as presented in the tentative. So Sheriff, we'll get right to you first so you can start your day. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate the time. Wasn't too sure what the format for this was going to be, so I just prepared a few words just regarding the couple of areas that are of concern to me. So let me just kind of get right to it, I guess. I'll keep my comments brief. When we were asked to submit our budget this year, we were told to make it flat, which I understand, virtually no increases. We did the best that we could with basic adjustments with what we presented. We really haven't had any discussion since this was finalized with anyone, and it appears that this is the forum for doing so. The areas that are of concern to me, I just want to address them briefly. The first cuts under the body cams, tasers, and bulletproof vests. I want everyone to understand that there's the Responsibilities in Policing Act in New York State, and part of that is that it's meant to basically hold departments accountable, police agencies accountable, and increase professionalism. And body cams are a good way to do that. The New York State Police have been now ordered by New York State they've been mandated to have the body cams. Right now, it's not a mandate for local law enforcement, but it will be a mandate. We were able to obtain a lot of these through grants in the last 2 years, the body cams and the tasers. And we're at a point now where we don't have the ability to obtain any more. But I think it's pretty obvious that these tools are no longer a luxury in law enforcement, they're a necessity. The other area, bulletproof vests, every 5 years, the lifespan of a vest expires. They have to be rotated in and out. So that's something that I really don't believe is negotiable, especially when you hire new officers, you immediately have to get them a vest. We do get partially reimbursed under the bulletproof vest program through the government, but we still have to pay for half. These are areas that it just makes our officers on the road less safe if we cut those. Training.
Can we pause you there, Sheriff? So you may not have in front of you, and I definitely
Yep, I
don't.
do.
But Terry, do you know the account number for that?
Yeah.
What is that?
3110.
Which budget are most of us using today? Are we using this one?
Yeah. So you're using this summary. It's not going to be detailed because this is a summary.
Yeah.
Page 11. Kind of the third of the way down. Summaries equipment line. EX02. So you're gonna look for division 3110. the
Yep.
whole of his equipment. So that includes office equipment, police equipment, communication equipment, furniture equipment. There are several things in that he has.
In the detailed budget, are those separated out?
Yes, they are.
It's, I think, what, 3110, 2.08, it's broken down into that specific area.
Okay, so if you're looking at the detail, if anybody's got the detail, does the board, Terry, does the board have this digitally?
They do have the detailed
Okay.
digitally.
All right, so if you've got your computers pulled up, you said 115, Jan? Okay, I see it.
We have both open here, so we should be able to help you whatever you're looking
So that's 38,000 was the request? Does that sound right?
at. The request was $160,720.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at just body cams, vests, taser equipment.
That's under 208. There's detail in the transaction. I don't believe the transactions were updated for this budget. Whoops.
I don't believe the transactions are accurate to 2026 budget. The detail on the transaction only adds to $38,000, but the request was 160.
All right. And the sh-
107,
And so, to your recollection, Terry, is the, no, it wouldn't matter. If it was grant funded or otherwise,
No,
if the expense, if they were still buying 160,000 in that equipment, it would show on that line regardless of funding, right?
correct. The grant funding is in another section of that 3110. If there was any budgeted, he usually gets some for the body cams or for the bulletproof vests, but that would be in the revenue section of the budget.
What do we do, Sheriff? Do we replace all the vests in a given year, or is there a rotation?
They're on a rotation. Every year, we have to take the ones that are cycled out with life and then replace those. And then in addition to that, any new hires that are deputy sheriffs have to be assigned a vest.
Ma'am, you can ask a question anytime you want. Use your mic, though.
Okay.
Thanks.
I had it on, I promise. So is there any chance, I just wrote down that you said you have a lot, or you got a lot. Is there any chance that we could know what your inventory is of what you need to replace this particular year? That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I would also like to see, like, if you have new hires, are some of them getting new ones, or can they use old ones? Things like that, to me, make a difference, I guess.
They have to be fitted per
Okay.
officer. Yeah.
Okay, see, I just don't know those
Yeah,
kinds
that's
of
okay.
things. Same with like the tasers. What is their life and how often do they have to be replaced?
Sure.
That would help me make a better decision, I think, instead of just, a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Terry, still looking at 2.08. So we budgeted 38,000 last year and we ended up amending to 117. And was that, Sheriff, mostly for vests?
A lot of that is, I don't have a specific breakdown for what each one is. It says we need 15 vests, looking at my notes on this, that are expiring and need to be redone, so there's 15 of those.
How much do they cost?
What's that?
How much they cost, like ballpark?
Average price between, probably about 3,000, right in that ballpark. Yeah.
Clarify, we amended the budget for $75,000 by resolution in August. The history of this account, they have money left in their 2025 budget to still purchase equipment. The 5-year trend on this particular budget line is that we have spent $2,100, $16,000, $5,500, $29,000, and $37,000 so far this year. So that is why that budget was decreased. If there are bulletproof vests and tasers, et cetera, that are gonna be purchased in '25. There can be a purchase order done to use up the balance of that money in '25, which there is significant amount left in that budget. There's $79,000 right now in that budget for '25 left that could be spent.
That's good information. We were told not to purchase anything after a certain date. so-
That's correct, but there's been that money in there for most of the year.
Okay.
But there's still, I mean, if you were to do an order at this point in time, there could be a purchase order done that would roll that money to '26, and it could be paid for in '26.
This is no handguns this time.
What's that?
No handguns this
Nope.
time? We're
So 15 vests, and look, I don't want to get us on the wrong path here this morning, or else we'll never get out of here, because we don't want to be nickel and diamond stuff like this. You know, like how many vests times how many dollars, equals whatever. But because we have time between now and when we amend the tentative, could we ask Terry and Sheriff if you guys could get together and see how much could be drawn from the remaining balance for '25 and come back with a recommendation on what to actually amend the tentative for to make sure the sheriff gets what he needs?
I'm good to do that with every area if that's permissible to the board.
Does that make sense, Terry?
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so sounds like needed equipment, but opportunities to maybe do some buying this year. Is that good for that one? All right, what's next, Sheriff? Oh,
Okay.
yep, sorry, we got a question.
Yep.
Mike?
So on the vest, I'm sorry I missed the first few minutes. I was trying to find a place to park, obviously, but on the vest, they're just for the deputies?
Yes, as far as the ones that are assigned to each individual, yes.
Then you got a few in case of a.
Like, for example, at the range, we have to have additional vests present, because everybody that has to qualify has to wear a vest on the
vest.
range, and that means all corrections officers that are there have to have a
So you
vest. So
got
we
some
have
ex-
extras that they can use, yes.
Yeah, and they don't have to necessarily be fitted, right?
Not for that purpose.
Yeah. So, how about the new, we just hired some new deputies, part-timers, right?
Yep.
So how many did we hire?
4, I believe.
4? So
Yep.
this is for them too?
Well, it would be, but they have vests from their
Vests.
other jobs. They're full-time police officers elsewhere. They can bring those with them. We don't buy them if it's not necessary.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, where else do we do you dirty?
I guess the major one is the jail overtime budget. I've got that as, it's 3150 jail. I've got page 16 on mine. I don't know what it's showing on yours. But the budget was reduced $500,000 for jail overtime. We've gone back. I've got 10 years of historical data regarding this. And it's important to understand, just for all of you, that the New York State Commission of Corrections dictates our staffing levels. And the staffing of these shifts with overtime is governed by the contract with Council 82. This overtime is not discretionary. Using overtime for the last 10 years, as far as the amount of numbers worked over the course of the last 10 years, if we average it out, there's no way we can meet the amount given for next budget year in any of the last 10 years for overtime. So I just don't see this as a realistic number, and I'd be happy to hear the reasoning behind it.
What are the account numbers, Terry, and pages?
That is 3150.103. So on your
132.
on your
Summary budget, it's on page 13, and it is 3150. It's in the middle of the book. It is EX01, and that includes all the salaries for the jail.
That 6.9 million, that's what you're talking about?
It's 6.9 is the entire jail budget. The salary part is under EX01, which is personnel services, which is 5,100. On the detail budget, it's on page 132.
132? All right, would anyone like to make a motion to enter executive session for the purposes of maintaining the public safety? Thank you, Mr. Ricky, seconded by